Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing my 2 years of ownership with my 2020 Toyota Supra. Also, guys, we hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel, so I really appreciate all the support. We got more content on the way. So yeah, let's get into this video. All right, guys, so I wanted to bring you a video on what it's been like owning the car for the last 2 years. Basically, I know if you're watching this video, you want to know what it's like from an owner's perspective, like a long-term review. I know a lot of automotive YouTubers will get the car for a week, do a review, and then give it back to Toyota. But I wanted to give you what it's been like to actually own the car and dealing with it about every day for the last 2 years. Kind of like what I've done to the car, is it reliable? And kind of just go from there, and we'll just talk for a little bit. So, is it reliable? Yes, it's been very reliable. It's started every time I've gotten in it, and it hasn't ever left me stranded. If you followed the channel for a while, you know that I have had multiple different setups, including catless downpipe, 93 tunes, to big turbo, E85 tune. So we'll just kind of pop the hood, take a look. I just hit 16,000 miles on the car. I've had the big turbo kit on the car for about 600 to 800 miles now. Like I said, absolutely zero issues. The only issue that I do have right now is that my stock transmission is slipping a little bit in top of 5th or 6th gear. So that is one issue I am having, but that's kind of self-brought on. So I will be upgrading the trans in the future. Yeah, so absolutely awesome engine. The B58, I think, will be going down in history as one of the best inline-six engines alongside the 2JZ. So don't hesitate picking up a Supra because you're afraid that it's going to be a reliability nightmare. Now, we'll see what happens in 20, 30, 40, 50,000 miles from now. You know, maybe it will have some issues, maybe it won't. But everything I'm seeing online right now is that these engines are pretty stout. They're handling power, they're handling the power on stock block, and they're handling it reliably. So yeah, absolutely no issues under the hood. One thing I have done is swap from the factory oil to a liquid moly 5W30. That has given me no issues. I've had no oil burning issues at all. I know some of the 2021 guys have some oil burning issues, but these 2020s, no issues. And yeah, just super mod friendly. Unlocked ECU, you get to do all the modifications like I have. So, all right, moving on. A couple things that I do not like about the car, and you'll notice, well, I've never really liked these about the car, is the seats. They're a nice luxury seat, but I feel like they could have been a little bit more sport inspired. I think that they could have had a lot more aggressive side bolstering, maybe some Alcantara. And also, like you'll see right here, the leather is kind of like worn really fast. I mean, not necessarily on the side, but in the middle, like it's just kind of gotten like shinier, and I don't really like that. So another thing I dislike is how tiny the speakers are in this car. Like they should be way nicer for a car in this price range, and especially coming from BMW, you know, like it should be a lot nicer sound quality. Don't get me wrong, it's decent, it's good enough, but it leaves a lot to be desired, basically. Another thing I didn't like was the steering wheel, but we fixed that with this aftermarket East Coast Supra steering wheel. I thought the factory one was just too narrow, too skinny, not really sporty, and this one basically changed all of that. That's one thing I fixed. Another thing, guys, about these seats is, I think I talked about this, I have actually another video on this, but if you haven't seen that video, one day I left the car sitting out in the sun, and basically the leather kind of peeled away from the plastic or carbon fiber piece right here, and it's just like, I don't know, how does that happen in a car that's you know, this price range? So that's kind of annoying. Another thing that's really annoying is the wireless charger. It really has no effect. I mean, it charges your phone maybe 15-20% in like an hour, so you're much better off just going cable, and that's why you see I always have a cable in the car. Now, guys, I know it's a sports car, but The glove box is super small. All you can fit is basically a couple napkins and manual that it came with. That's basically it. That's all it's good for. So storage wise, there's really no storage up front. You have 2 cup holders. Let's check out the trunk storage. So you have to basically hit and hold this button on the key, and that'll pop it. There is no button back here to pop the trunk, and then there's really nowhere to put your finger. You have to like kind of just get in and lift up, and it's kind of annoying. That's kind of like a stupid issue. Also, trunk space, you don't really have a whole lot. You get a couple suitcases in here, that's about it. Maybe a couple bags on top. This can be a little bit rattly when you're coming down the road. This plastic piece here doesn't do anything. It's not a part of like the structure of the car. It's just for looks. I don't know why they did that. I feel like they should have made that part of the structure of the car. But just little things like that are kind of like annoying. But you know, at the end of the day, this car's been great. It's been super reliable, super fun. If you're looking for a Supra and you want to mod it, I say go 2020 with an unlocked ECU. You'll be way better off that way. Let's talk about the brakes. These brakes have been pretty solid, although I will say they kick up a ton of brake dust. Like, you wash the car, you drive it for a day, and your wheels are just coated. You see that? They're just coated with brake dust. When it comes time to replace the brake pads, I think I'll go with like a ceramic pad. Hopefully that'll cut back on the dust issue. Another thing from day one is panel gaps. Panel gaps are a little bit wide on this car. I'm not particularly like OCD, so it doesn't really bother me that much. The only thing that bothers me is sometimes the hood alignment is a little bit off. I feel like they could have taken more time to do that. Apparently that's like a BMW thing where a lot of the panels aren't aligned properly from factory. One thing I did fix is the suspension from factory. It's like 2 inches high and it's just really ugly looking. So we put the lowering springs on this to bring it down and it looks way better. Obviously we did the wind buffers, everyone knows about that issue. So we did that, but guys, over the last 16,000 miles, the car's been great. I plan on keeping it. I plan on putting more miles on it. I plan on doing a lot more modifications to the car. If you want to stick around, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more Supra content over the summer. This weekend I'll actually be at Cruise in Ocean City in Maryland. I don't think I'm going to bring the car down because the cops are pretty crazy and I don't feel like getting the car impounded, but I will be down there to film. So I'll bring you a bunch of that content this weekend. But yeah guys, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.